Well, 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 if it isn't the GOAT himself, Tom Brady. Oh, what a Super Bowl. Congratulations to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I'm recording this halfway through the third quarter because there is zero chance with the way this game is going that the Chiefs come back and win. As long as they don't come back and win, I'm comfortable in making this video because anything at all past this point of me recording is just for show. It's all garbage time. As of right now, the Buccaneers are absolutely swamping them, and I wanted to get this video out early enough. I was going to stream tonight, but probably going to leave that for Tuesday. Can't stream on Monday. I'm going to leave it for Tuesday, I think, as I'm going to get all my thoughts of this bowl out there, which I'm going to be honest, I'm getting less of a score, but very similar Seahawks-Broncos Super Bowl vibes here, as this has just been, it's just not been a fair fight. At the end of the day, Mahomes hasn't looked sharp, and it's not all his fault. It's simply not all his fault. The Buccaneers pass rush has been absolutely insane. Their coverage, which I will admit have probably gotten away with a little bit of, holding this game as they have pretty much for the whole year, specifically in the playoffs. They're blanketing the Chiefs right now. Travis Kelce doesn't look like himself. Levante David is absolutely crushing that matchup. He is playing literally perfect at the linebacker position. Devin White's doing Devin White things, obviously. That front, outside of some of the runs that, maybe the Tampa Bay Buccaneers didn't expect, they've done pretty well there on the front against the Chiefs. Obviously, once again, not a fair fight. Mahomes, it is very obvious to see that he is not comfortable on his foot, which is, it's just so clear to see. I mean, you can see the way even when he runs, it's very, hobbled, and it's not full speed Mahomes, which obviously affects a quarterback a ton. And, of course, the offensive line, as with the Packers, not as much, the Packers don't have as much of an excuse because it's just your left tackle, who's obviously insane, and he makes up for a huge part of your cap number, but comparing it to the Chiefs don't even have a chance. Their whole offensive line is just in shambles. Even before the injuries, even before the COVID opt-outs, they still weren't that great. So, they were good enough. They were definitely good enough to get the job done. If everyone was healthy and there was no COVID opt-out, Tardif, even though he's doing it for a better cause, I'm not going to blame him or anything like that. It would be a completely different game. I think it would be a lot closer. Buccaneers still probably win because that is an otherworldly roster. When we think about rosters top to bottom being all-time greats, I don't think it would be too much of a reach to call them a top 10 team all-time. Maybe top 20 at worst all-time rosters. That defense, the corners are very young, but they're very, very enthusiastic. They get after the guys. The safeties have been absolutely insane, specifically Winfield, and it's crazy he's a rookie. Linebackers, I wouldn't say the best inside linebacking tandem, but very high up there. Very high up there. Devin White, with that speed, he just gets after the ball. He does everything. So does Levante, just at a slower but more intellectual level. And then, of course, that offense. The receivers are absolutely insane. How do you cover Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Antonio Brown, Rob Gronkowski, Cameron Brate, Leonard Fournette, Ronald Jones, and then you have a much improved offensive line. Wirfs has been insane. Ryan Jensen has been one of the top centers in the league. He's been really good. They have a top to bottom roster. Of course, Brady is playing insane football at his age. This is similar to Denver Broncos. You can't discredit Brady. You can't discredit him, but you can give more credit to the team around him than that has been deserved. Obviously, I saw it firsthand last week. This game, no excuses. Tom Brady is crushing it. But last game against the Packers, I know I keep bringing up the Packers. I get it. We're irrelevant. We lost. Brady wins the Super Bowl. I don't care. That's not the point. There was still people trying to say, oh, that's just Brady. He wins those games. Brady does this. Brady does. The Packers-Buccaneers game, he was pretty solid in the first half. He choked that game. That would be the story of the entire offseason. He choked the hell out of that game, but the Packers dug themselves too much of a hole and unfortunately could not get the job done there. Brady against the Packers was not good. He just simply was not. So, the fact that people are still giving him credit like he was the reason they won that game is obviously going to exemplify how much it's going to be this game where, he does deserve a ton of credit. And I will admit, if we're going to, put the point of who had what, if we were going to give grades to each side, I'd be giving Tyreek Hill, a decent grade as a receiver, winning routes and all that. But they're still blanking him a little bit. The problem is the Chiefs' offensive line is just not winning. The game is won in the trenches, 100%, and the Chiefs are playing with a bottom 3 offensive line right now. I mean, you would maybe put the Jets worse than them. There's probably another team, maybe Seattle would be up there. They're playing with a bottom 3, bottom 5 at best offensive line. They got Remmers, who doesn't even play left tackle, playing there, and he's getting killed. Shaquille Barrett's going to be making $20 million plus per year. I mean, this is not a fair fight, and Brady and the Buccaneers are taking advantage of that. They are the better team by far. By far, they're definitely a top 3 team in the roster, in the league right now, and I would say easily. I mean, I would say number 1 for sure. Like I said, I think top 10, top 20 team all time when it's all said and done. When you look back at some of the greats to ever do it, as far as Brady, he's thrown against way softer coverage, and the Chiefs are cheating. Like, call it what you want. The refs have actually, they have helped the Buccaneers a decent bit. There's some plays, the interception that should have stood. The hold, you can make an argument it's a hold. You can also make the argument that Mike Evans literally threw the receiver down and tried to cut back to a route, offsetting at worst, I guess. I mean, you can't just throw a guy down 20 yards down the field, but I guess you can. It's going to be a hold instead of offensive pass interference, and it was away from the play. Like, that's like a player throwing a 50-yard bomb, and 20 yards away from the end zone, an offensive lineman holds, and they call it back when the play is already gone. Like, you can't do that. Would that have changed the game? Obviously. Would it have prevented the Chiefs from getting destroyed here? Probably not. Once again, the trenches, it's just been dominated by the Buccaneers, both sides of the ball. Brady has had a clean pocket for the majority of the game outside of a couple of early plays in the game. Brady's hitting on all targets. I will admit, though, the level of difficulty for Brady in this game is just not there. It is just the Chiefs are getting outclassed at every single level. But you also can't blame Brady from throwing to open players. At the end of the day, he's also making adjustments at the line of scrimmage. I mean, I'm imagining a lot of these plays, he is also kind of drawing up and changing them at the line of scrimmage, causing Leonard Fournette to get these bigger openings, switching to a run when it looks like pass and checking out a different look. So at the end of the day, the Buccaneers as a whole, they 100% deserve this Super Bowl. They have been the best team. A lot of fans, I think most of us knew as soon as Brady, came to the Buccaneers and they had Gronk and Fournette that they were going to be one of the best teams. I know in Madden, literally at launch, they were pretty much a top 3 roster. We all knew it. The only people that didn't were haters that were saying, they're being overhyped. That was the argument. The Buccaneers are being overhyped. They haven't even played together. Watch them not even make the playoffs. Say what you want. Us non-casuals knew that Buccaneers team was going to be special. I didn't think we thought it was going to be this special. We all didn't. I probably think that Wirfs was going to come out and be like a top-tier lineman right out the gate. We didn't think Jensen was going to turn into one of the best centers in the league. I doubt any of us thought Winfield would be one of the most feared safeties in the league after 1 year. We didn't all think that Devin White was going to, become one of the top-tier linebackers in the league just coming out of nowhere. We didn't think all these things were going to happen. We didn't think Shaquille Barrett was going to show himself to be one of the best pass rushers in the league, even though we all knew he was great. We didn't think he was this good. But, man, the Buccaneers, they deserve this win at the end of the day. I just hope it's not all Brady, as it always is. If I were to give an MVP, you probably do have to give it to Brady, but I'd like to see Gronk have a shot at it. I feel like that would be a fair one. But as far as the game goes, those are pretty much my thoughts. Mahomes hasn't played well. Not entirely his fault. His guys have dropped a couple of passes. Travis Kelce looks like he's on a different planet right now. Levante David is completely in his head. It's unfortunate to see. I mean, he's dropping passes he should never drop, and he's just getting covered in spots that he should never be covered in. And Tyreek Hill dropped what could have been almost a touchdown pass. It's unfortunate to see Mahomes is just being, I wouldn't say outplayed per se. I don't know how you want to call outplayed, because once again, the word outplay does mean, Brady is technically playing better, but the level of difficulty is it's just not even, like, I thought Rodgers had it bad against the Buccaneers, which he kind of did. This is on a whole nother level. Mahomes is, I'm fearing for like an RG3 situation here. Like, this is brutal to watch. But at the end of the day, once again, like I said, congratulations to the Buccaneers. The game's not even over, and this could even be uploaded before the Super Bowl ends. I'm not sure, but These are my thoughts, and ultimately, good season for the Buccaneers. It was a fun to watch. Even though, I didn't want to see Brady win his 7th freaking ring, dude. 7? What's even the point of watching sports anymore? He has more Super Bowls than every team is ever going to see in the next 50 years. Nothing. Of course, like I said, thinking about streaming tonight. I don't think I will, as there may also be a Carson Wentz potentially to the Bears video coming out later today. Regardless, though, thanks for watching. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought of the game and, what you guys think of Brady winning his 7th freaking ring. Who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl next year? Do you think Brady's going to still be in the Bucs? I would assume so, right? Like they can only get better from here. Maybe not, though. Chris Godwin and Shaquille Barrett. Yeah, they might lose Godwin and Brown, though. So I don't know what we'll see. But anyways, that's pretty much the conclusion of the NFL season. Makes me sad. It really does. Not just that Brady won a 7th ring, but just because it's over. Anyways, though, thanks for watching. Hope you guys come back for next video. But until next video,